Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection Workshop, where the smell of fresh oil, a little elbow grease is all part of a balanced breakfast. Around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or a mystery leak that's got everyone scratching their heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection. Connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, and to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench. You're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every week for you, Monday through Saturday, for Motormouth's Morning Drive at 8 a.m., helping you keeping your ride safe. Keeping it safe, reliable, ready for whatever road lies ahead. So whether you're a weekend wrencher, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what that strange rattle really means, welcome aboard. We're shifting gears this morning, and thank you for joining us. If you're joining us for the very first time, couple things you need to know. Have your favorite morning beverage ready so that we can have a swiggy together. 16-pack of Crayola crayons and a folded leaf bag that looks like a ironed out laptop so that you can take some notes. If you've got a co-pilot today, hand them the crayons and the leaf bag to take some notes. You can always double back and find all the podcasts now are uploading to our YouTube channel each and every day, so you can grab them from our YouTube channel from the homepage of our website. Because what we know about the homepage, everything you need to like and follow and find out about Car Connection is on that homepage. You can connect with all our program partners. Just click on their logo. That'll take you to their profile page. And thank you for giving them your business. We appreciate them very much for helping us to slingshot into Car Connection 2.0, now with more ways to watch, listen, and engage. Top right-hand corner of the home page is where you need to pay attention to. That's where all the links are provided for you. Just click and go, just like that, to our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, where we've been posted as a professional there. Click on the businesses tab and you'll find us. That website was put together by our videographer, Skippy, and it was a way for her to bring her local community and business owners together with a communal website, and it's working really, really well. You also have our iHeartRadio link there as well, and our online store. Grab yourself some Car Connection Motormouth merch and know that you are helping Skippy and I in the battle to beat addiction. Not ourselves, but for those out there who are really struggling with addiction. The proceeds from the merchandise go to Total Freedom, Addiction Campuses, Canada and USA, where there's a brand new life waiting for those who have said, I'm ready to deal with my addiction. So we want to be able to help them to do that. So by grabbing some merch, calling it your own, you're joining in the battle with Skippy and I and the crew. So thank you so much for doing that. Car Connection's not all about me. It's all about you. I'm not the message. I'm the messenger. And this is the lane that I've been carving out and been carving it out for over 40 plus years. I'm not in the pocket of the car manufacturers, the parts manufacturers, the dealerships, any of them whatsoever. There can always be change, and there can always be accepting responsibility for crap. That's it, exactly. If you keep building the same stuff with the same problems and you don't fix it, I put it in the category of crap with a large K. That's right. It's like, come on, engineers, you got to get this right. How can you not, after all these years, get things right? I don't know. When I look at the older vehicles that we use for car shows and stuff, was the technology better back then, or is it better now? It's bitter. Now, that's for sure. There's a lot I'm telling you, I've been doing some research on a lot of the big engine pattern failures, transmission pattern failures, the stuff that is falling apart. Not because, I guess it is poor quality, poor engineering. You can't put that junk out and expect it to last. But there's a lot of people that are not happy, Jerry, definitely not happy. So welcome aboard this morning. Let's keep it light. It is Monday morning. We're kicking back into a full week after the Easter holiday, having 2 short weeks. Now we're back to, I guess, normal. I guess we can call that normal, right? Would that be safe to say? Would that be safe to say it's normal? Well, it's as normal as it's going to be, folks. Well, let's thank our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele, Larry Tetro, with over 50 years experience as fiduciaries. They don't need any more clients, folks, but they want to be a part of Car Connection and help any of you that want to sit down and get your questions answered. And doing an opinion poll will always get you into hot water. Trust me, because here's the thing. I don't know about you, but in my circle of friends, they can solve anyone else's life problems except their own. I'm just saying. I'm not being disrespectful, but you know what? I put them at a distance when it comes to questions and concerns. So connect with Tony or Larry. They are my personal financial planners, my brothers from other mothers. They're with IG Wealth Management, one of the biggest corporations in the world, managing billions and trillions of dollars. They handle investment portfolios, debt retirement, estate planning, so you need powers of attorney, beneficiaries, the whole package, and health proxies if you have older children living at home. Are you their health proxy? Can you speak for them if something happens to their health? That's a legal thing. You need to check into that, because moms and dads, even though you born them, if something should happen, if you're not their health proxy, you can't give the doctors direction. Did you know that? They can't take it. They can't take your direction. You need to have a health proxy. So check into that. That's very important. They arrange mortgages. I haven't had a mortgage with a bank for almost 15 years. I'm not going anywhere else. I love it there. The rates are very competitive, and the mortgage crew out in Winnipeg are very easy to connect with and get questions answered. They're wonderful, wonderful team out there. They have more and more services that we just don't have time to talk about, but you can book an hour and a coffee. We call that the discovery meeting. And I would highly suggest, if you're like overwhelmed, get your questions answered and leave your wallet and your purse at home, ladies. They're not going to sell you anything. The discovery meetings is for you to put your questions on the table, connect with either Tony Miele or Larry Tetro, and let them shed some light on what's going on. Because when you and I think there's no way out, sideways, top, bottom, or underneath, they have heard and dealt with it before. So take that opportunity to connect, book your discovery meeting, the hour and a coffee. You can meet in person, the boardroom, at your home, at a coffee shop, in a box, with a fox, whatever you want, and just get it done and get that peace of mind, okay? So let's have our morning swiggy together. Thank you to Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, our certified financial planners, and that's who you want to sit with. If they don't have the credentials certified financial planner, it's just the same with auto mechanics. If they don't have a license number that says that they have and hold that trade, then they're an apprentice. They're not a licensed service technician. So those who are called advisors, they are not CFPs, friends. They're not. They're in training. They may become a CFP at some point or something else in their trade, but they're not certified financial planning professionals. You want to sit with a CFP to get your questions answered, even tax issues. CFPs deal with that. It's better to know what the tax implications are before you give the government your money that you didn't have to give them. They don't do that. Advisors don't do that. They sell products. That's what they do. Hey, Mrs. Smith, this lipstick is you. Just kidding. All right, on 3, 2, 1, that's how we do it. So if you're scooting through the drive-thru, getting ready and get your vehicle pointed in the right direction on the compass to get to work this morning and start a new work week, let's start it off right and have a swiggy together here in the Car Connection Workshop. On 3, 2, 1, that's how we do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I was so ready for that this morning, let me tell you. What a beautiful day yesterday. I'm hoping that trend continues because we need to get this 30-day fuel savings challenge going because I don't know about you, but we've hit $2. And it doesn't seem to be anyone from the great big head to make a change for us and help us out. So we got to come up with our own, and I've got it. Motor Mouth's got your back. The 30-day fuel saving tips challenge, that's step 1, will earn you at least $100 back in your pocket. But you got to do the things on the challenge. I'll be your coach. I'll guide you, but you have to be the one that implements the tips. And when you implement those tips, your fuel savings is going to go up, not down, up. But you got to take it seriously, and it works. How do I know? How many people out there are driving 07 Toyota FJ Cruisers with a 4-liter V6 and getting almost 30 miles to the gallon? Not too many. Not too many from what I see. They usually fly by me on the highway and almost spin me around into the rhubarb patch. Well, we have to talk about that. As soon as we get to 60 degrees or plus, over 60, and we can maintain that, then we have the ambient air temperature on our side to do the 30-day fuel savings challenge. All right, let's take a look at the weather this morning, brought to us by Earl Louise Grant, City Auto Sales and Leasing. Low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices always. They sell no junk there. They're Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Earl Louise Grant are fabulous to deal with. They have in-house leasing and financing. And one thing you're going to learn about them, and especially from Louise, she is not going to let you put yourself in debt way over your head without saying something. So you got mama right there to guide you. You may need to do a little stepping stone to the vehicle that you really want, but get something that you can afford to make the payments, pay the insurance, gas and oil, and maintenance. It won't be a maintenance-free automobile that you purchase there. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's just the way it is. So check in with City Auto Sales and Leasing. If you got to drive 90 minutes to get there to make the second largest purchase in your life and know that you can purchase it from those that will treat you with honesty and integrity, and you can purchase with confidence knowing you're not buying somebody else's junk, it's worth it, isn't it? I think so. I've driven 4 hours to get to a ride to purchase it, but been talking through Zoom, emails, and photographs before I even turn on my ignition to go, you know what? This is worthy to go and touch it and drive it. So you've got that right in the palm of your hands with City Auto Sales and Leasing. If you don't see the vehicle, that they carry a pretty decent inventory under roof and on the lot. If you don't see what you're interested in, call them and talk to them. They have the resources and can save you 1,000 steps, preventing you from buying somebody else's junk or what we call a fixer-upper. Yeah, and they're out there. It's easy to get bit in the car buying business, especially pre-owned. So we're blessed to have City Auto Sales and Leasing with us. Utilize them. Share them with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. It's great to have that connection, because when you got to buy another vehicle, you don't want to buy somebody else's lipstick on a pig, if you know what I'm saying. Skunk in a mink coat. Well, this morning we have a yellow warning. Warning, warning. You say, what's a yellow warning? Well, this is all new to me. This is new to the weather report. For me, yellow warning is wind. These conditions started at about 3:59 a.m. this morning. That would be like just before I got up, like 1 minute beforehand. For Monday, April the 13th, light rain forecasted. Light rain is expected to start here in the South Shores, rather. I don't know what's going on in the north side. No clue. In about 31 minutes, we're going to have some light rain. Let's see what we have on the rain-o-meter for today. Shall we? How much are we going to see? That's what I want to know. Inches, feet, what? So it's 54 degrees right now and cloudy. Wind is making it feel cooler, about 47. Rainy conditions from about 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. with windy conditions expected around 11 a.m. Today's temperature range will be from 49 to 62. Yippee! 62 degrees Fahrenheit, and it will feel more like 40 to 55, which is just fine by me. Rain accumulation, 0.1 of an inch. That's not too shabby. So take the umbrella. Make sure you've got some dry clothes with you. Maybe a rain slicker, something like that. Why not? And stay out of the puddles. And again, a reminder, folks, don't go blazing the trail through these deep puddles right now. Not a good idea. You got a lot of electronics under the hood. You got the starter motor is down low on 90% of the vehicles, really low. How low can you go? Not much lower, otherwise the speed bumps in the grocery store parking lot would shear it right off. If you're like me on the Toyota FJ Cruiser, the alternator, they just about put it on the ground. It's open to all kinds of nasty road splash. And there's a story about that this morning, so hang on with that one. Definitely. Thank you to Crystal Ridge Dream Center doing what they do, and that is serving men, women, children, widows, orphans, single moms, meals, love, and hope, changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region. They are Car Connections nonprofit, faith-based organization we've come alongside in part of 2025 and now into 2026. Our job is to make people aware what they do, where they are, and how they work. Every Tuesday, every Friday, they feed hot meals out the side door to people. And if you can help them in any way, shape, or form, send them some grocery cards. They could use those. They get no outside funding other than from you and I and local business owners. That's it. They have no government grant money, and they do this week after week after week after week. The after-school programs for the kids, they can have music lessons for free. They get tutoring, help with their homework. They get loved on, they get fed, and they get to play mind-expanding games like chocolate bingo. Yeah, you and me both. I'm in. Can't get in. I've tried. Yeah, even fake ID won't get you in there for chocolate bingo. So that is all available at no cost to anyone. So if you can help them out any way, shape, or form, donate some food. They've had some food come in, and it has to be date stamped for sure. You can't empty your cupboard and you got outdated food. That has to go in the dumpster, and that costs them money. So whatever you can do to support them, check them out on our website. Click on their link below their logo and have a look. You'll find out what I found out, and that is they're doing stuff that we don't have time to do because we're busy working. In times when community support is crucial, Crystal Ridge Dream Center shines as a beacon of compassion and transformation. They're located at 385 Derby Road in the heart of Crystal Beach. And there's a lot of low-income families out there and everywhere. So they don't discriminate? Yeah, I guess that's a word. Is that a word, wokeness? You wokeness people? Don't get me started on that. It'll take me a week and 10 days to come down. Yeah, you can't fix stupid. Yeah, I'm glad they're not in the automotive repair business. That would be really interesting. Anyhow, if you can support them in any way, shape, or form, please consider that, would you? Thank you very much for that. Well, let's jump into the topic today. Are you ready for it? And I have this beacon of light over top of me, and it's for two reasons, so I can see what's going on my laptop, but also, at the same time, I am in the spotlight today. I'm one of you, okay? I'm one of you. Own and operate older automobiles, and the title of this morning's program, Season 2, Episode 136, and again, you can grab our podcasts off of any platform out there, Amazon, Apple, and the like. We're there. And so wherever you're pulling your podcast from, just put in the search bar, Car Connection Workshop. You will find us there. You can click into our YouTube channel. And I have to say thank you to all those who have been subscribing. Please just double check and make sure you are subscribed, because I have learned some things. I'm an analytic kind of guy, because I'm dealing with statistics and data and stats and all kinds of math every day in what I do for 44 plus years. And what I've noticed with the algorithms is they dump your subscription. And how do I know that? I've got some of my online YouTube favorites, and all of a sudden I'm not getting notifications of new videos coming out. So I go into their channel and I check to see if I'm still subscribed by clicking on the bell icon. So ring the bell to be notified of new vids. That's how you help your YouTube online influencers. Do the whole schmeal for all of us. If you've got online influencers you enjoy, do the like, share, follow, leave a comment, ring the notification bell, share, do the whole package, and you help the channel out. That's how it works. We're dealing with analytics. We're dealing with algorithms. And for some reason, that's what I've noticed. And I put a little word out to some others, and they go, yeah, we've noticed that too, that subscribers drop off, but they haven't unsubscribed. So how did that happen? That's the question I ask. Okay, so my mechanical mind goes, so how does that happen then? Ding, ding, ding. So check that, see that you're subscribed, and do all those little things that help all of us that are online, giving our knowledge away and supporting you 100% and then some for free. If it weren't for the program partners that have migrated over from when we left radio back in November, we wouldn't be here. We would not be able to pay to keep things going. We just would not be able to do it. So thank goodness we have Earl Louise Grant, we have City Auto Sales and Leasing, we have the amazing people at Niagara Block at 5,000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls. I was there on Saturday, spent almost the whole day with Dave Grimo, met his brother Dan, and had a whole tour of the entire place. It's a monster. They have so much going on there. It's crazy good. Building supplies, they manufacture and make the blocks right there on site, and all different types of blocking as well. Fascia block and designer blocks for putting buildings together. They have beautiful landscape, hardscape materials there to create an amazing, outstanding backdoor space They also have slate there so they can create slate rock walkways for you. But they also have a list of referral contractors too. So check in with Kathy Grimo. She works in the front office. That's Dave's wife. She'd be happy to give you a referral. In fact, when I arrived there were some people having a consultation as I arrived, looking at creating that outdoor backyard space where you can hang out and just be. 905-356-2221. Get all your building supplies, block, steel, rebar. They have it all there. And hardscape landscaping materials. So this morning's program, I entitled it Cars Happen. I was going to call it something else, but I know it's a family show. So I'm here for you. You can email me. Quick reminder, Fridays are fun Fridays. Saturdays I do a 1-hour Q&A, questions and answers. You've got to get your emails in with your questions in early, okay? So like Thursday, end of day, EOD, I need your email, all right, if you don't mind. And you won't get any spam or anything. Just send me your questions. I picked 3 questions. We had 3 amazing questions on Saturday. Thank you to Susan and Ian and William for taking the time to put those in the pile. I picked 3 out of the pile, and then that's about all I can cover in 1 hour because I don't just give a yes-no answer. I unpack the question for you so that you've got direction for the week ahead. So if you needed an answer to that question, I'll give you enough material, enough fodder for you to be able to iron your way out of a problem, okay? So, but I need your emails by end of day Thursday. It's Niall@ccbusnet.com. BUS as in Sam, NET.com, or motormouth.jenkins, JENKINS, just as it sounds, at gmail.com. That's motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. I put that information in the description box on our YouTube videos. We do 3 new videos every single week, two for Tuesday and 1 on Friday. We video record today on Mondays at 7 a.m. Skippy will be here thereabouts, and we'll shoot 3 vids and some shorts and get those loaded up and ready for next week. And we try and be about a week or 2 ahead with videos so that if we do get a problem, we've got videos made ahead of time. We can just put those up. So that's a great way for you to also learn a lot about the basic fundamentals of vehicle ownership. And it doesn't matter what age you are, what size you are, what color you are, or anything. If you're wanting to learn, our YouTube channel is designed to teach you all the basic fundamentals, what it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and what you could have understood about those components a little bit better that would have saved not hundreds, but thousands of dollars, and even better than that, a whole lot of chaos. Yeah. A whole lot of chaos. So get signed up for our YouTube channel. There's over 310 resources on our YouTube channel for you to watch and listen as well. So let's get into it. This features myself today and how stuff can just happen. It just happens, folks, and I'm not discluded. I do my very best to try and prevent this kind of thing I'm going to explain to you from happening. But you know what? You can't catch them all. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cat wrangler. Then I realized, you know what? You can't catch them all. And that bothers me. I don't want one to get away. So that kind of put the X in the box, and I decided to become an auto mechanic, not a cat wrangler. All right, so cars happen, and the common denominator is this. Get used to it. That's right. I was going to call it something else with a C or possibly a K, if you know what I'm saying. Happens. It does. Poo-poo happens. There's a better way of saying it. Poo-poo happens. So you better get used to it. Now I'm going to tell you what's transpired in the last, Thursday. How many days is that? Thursday, Friday. 4 days. Here's what happened in 4 days. And it involves 4 automobiles. Okay? 4. Not 3. 4. And the whole cascade started with the very first one. The first one. And then things escalated from there and went south very quickly, and nothing that I could really control except figure out the schedule and part sourcing to get something moving, get something in motion. It left us with one vehicle to share. And it caused a problem. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on that one. Here we go. Stay with me now. So I needed to get another vehicle into the shop badly, and I think it was Thursday evening. I was doing a whole car shuffle, and it was busy here. I was moving vehicles around by myself, getting everything lined up to work with the schedule I had created in my mind's eye, and then it began to unravel. And I wanted to get that all done before the rain moved in late in the day. Well, the 1997 Jeep TJ Wrangler Rescue wouldn't crank over. Nothing. Key forward. Say a prayer. Try it again. No. Give the car a blessing. Didn't work. I'm like, darn, and now the drops are starting to hit the windshield. I'm going, oh, this is not going to turn out good. If I can't get the Jeep moved, it's blocking everything else in that needs to be moved away from the bay door so I can get what's in there out and move to a different location and get what's got problems in. Yeah, so I'm stuck. So now I've got the 97 Jeep is not cranking over. I head under the hood, look at the quick, simple things. Everything's tight and right. And I'm going, no, this is a little bit deeper than you think. It's not the ignition switch. That's all brand new. I put that in there way back in the beginning of that rescue. And you can see that on video. All this stuff's on video all the way up to the Jeep being outside, and it's drivable. So I head into the shop. It's threatening rain by this time, and it's sky's blacker than black, and I am going to get drenched through to my gutches. So I'm rushing in my mind going, okay, what am I going to test? I need this, and this. Boom, back out there to the Jeep. And so I right away, because it has a brand new starter motor on it, so it can't be that, right? It can't be that, right? It's changed. So I'm going, it's not that. Starter came from a very reputable company that I trust 110%. It's not that. So I'm going, it's electrical, for sure. Something's packed it in. So I head right to the starter motor relay in the fuse box under the hood. I pluck it out. I put a jumper lead in. First, I test to make sure I've got constant power there. The answer was with my test light, and I just used Neanderthal test tools. That's it. Just quick and dirty. I've got power where I'm supposed to have power. Okay, I grab my jumper lead that I always have jumper leads made up. I shove it into the power side. I locate the throw side of the alternator, the starter, and I cross-referenced the power. So in other words, I made the power go where I wanted it to go to see if the starter would crank over. And the answer was quickly yes. Okay, all right, circuits are good. What do we got going on here? So I pop open the relay, and the relay's junk. The points inside the relay, it's a electrical mechanical relay. I see the the condition of the points, and I'm going, yeah, there's the failure. So I'm like, I don't think I have another one of those relays around. So I go looking in my electrical box, and lo and behold, I find one. It's not really designed for that, but with a little modification and removing a bracket off of the relay, I stuff it in there and head for the ignition key, and voila, problem solved. By this time, now I'm running in the rain, putting tools away, dropping the hood, now get this Jeep out of the way to get stuff moved around, and it's raining. I mean, it's slapping raindrops the size of flapjacks. So anyways, now I've got to get the 99 Rocket, the Honda Civic DX two-door hatchback, out of the shop because I took it apart. And it's a car down, like it can't go on the street. I took the whole front bumper cover, grill, and everything out because it was annoying me because it's sunburnt. And I'm dealing with that this year. Makes the car look cheap and lousy. I want it looking top drawer. So I thought, okay, we've got 4 vehicles that need to get ready for the summer. It's fleet maintenance time. I'll do the Rocket first, get the bumper cover off, get it sanded out, paint the grill. I put the summer tires on. I serviced all the brakes. I got a muffler on that thing that's all full of cornflakes in the back. A muffler's coming, but I didn't take it off. So if we needed to use the car, we could use it. But I thought I'll do that one first. Okay, this is where it all goes to hell in a handbasket. So that car now is deemed can't go on the road. It's got no nose on it. It's off. Everything is hanging open. Well, if another vehicle doesn't decide to poo-poo and won't start wherever it is. Okay? So that's the J-Bean. The 09 Hyundai Accent. Two-door, got no accessories. No air, no power, nothing. Cranking windows. It's dead, and the person gets stranded for half an hour or more. Not a happy camper. Okay, just saying. Not a happy camper. So I get this thing, and it's running. It came back to life. Period. That happened last year. Last July, I went on a service call. It was broken down somewhere in Ridgeway. I find it. I get there, and I wasn't there more than 15 minutes. I had right for the fuel pump because I cranked the key. I couldn't hear the buzz. I couldn't hear buzz, buzz, buzz. I'm going, the pump's not running. And this thing only has like 70,000+ kilometers on from brand new. So anyways, long story short, I get down to the wiring, get down to the pump. I check for powers and grounds. This is last July. Okay, you have to know this part of the story for it all to come together. Yeah, for everything to go to hell in a handbasket, you got to know this piece. So I'm there with my test equipment, my tools. I pull the back seat. I get down to the pump. I check for power and ground. And it's a car where when I'm sitting in the back, it's so small I can reach and turn the ignition myself without having a skippy to do it. And I got power and ground where it's supposed to be. And so I take the plug off. I look at it. Everything's normal. Everything's clean. There's no corrosion anywhere. There's no chafe wiring. So I go to reach for the ignition one more time, and it starts. Just like that. Pump's buzzing, and I go, you little dirty rat. So now what do I test? What failed? I ask you that question. Put it in an email. What do you think failed? What was the failing component that stopped the pump from working? Was it the pump? Well, I don't know. It's an IDK. I don't know. Was it the fuel pump relay? I don't know, because it's all working. What do you test? You can just go looking, but you know what? I don't have a crystal ball. I can't look in it and go, yeah, it's that. You know, that's where, you know, if you listen to the customers going Heberphenic on you, there's a word for you, having an amygdala hijacking. Remember, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. You can't have a conversation. So I'm not throwing the parts cannon at it. Because if I say, let's just throw a $386 factory pump in there and hope for the best, and guess what happens when that doesn't fix it? When you get the call, the car quit again? What are we going to do now? And then you get the stink eye. I just spent $386 and you told me to put a fuel pump in it, and it didn't fix it. Well, you were busy tearing me a new one and ripping my forehead off. While you were doing that, I made a quick, rash decision. Well, let's throw a fuel pump in. And then guess what happens afterwards when the pump didn't fix it and the car goes down again? Well, I just spent $386. You told me it was a fuel pump. No, I said it's a possibility of a fuel pump, and you said put it in. Well, why'd you ask me? I don't know anything. You see what happens there? I got 44 years of this crap. And if you walk into that trap, that's exactly the conversation you're going to get. That's exactly what I'm going to get. I can't win that one. As a tech, I'd rather just kick it down the road and go take it to Joe Schmo's, because I'm not stepping into that firestorm. So I don't get out the parts cannon for that reason. Now, that said, I can say in my entire career, there's a couple times where you spend a whole night testing it. You've had a pizza and a couple of cold snacks, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and the testing keeps coming back to the same feature that could potentially be the causal component. That's when you have to do a swag to try and get things to move forward. But we weren't in that position. And a swag is a scientific wild guess. Got it? That's what a swag is. If I can get to about 90% on my diag and go, everything's pointing at this, but I can't say 100%, but I'm at 90%. That's when I'll do a swag. And generally, I'll try and call some of my buddies, go, hey, you got one of these sitting around used that's good? Yeah, I got one. Come and get it. So I can grab it and plug it in. And if all is well, then we put a new one in and give my buddy back his test piece. So anyways, we weren't in a position to do that, to throw in. I didn't just happen to have, a fuel pump cartridge ready to drop in my pocket from Hyundai. So it's been fine ever since. Then all of a sudden, guess what? It decides to poo-poo. Now we got a problem. So now customer A says, I don't want to drive it. I don't want to get caught somewhere. I get it. Okay. Now I can test it. So now this thing actually is not running, and I could quickly test it, and I knew where the fuel pump relay and fuel injection relay is, because it could be as simple as a relay now at this point. It's not, the pump's not running, car's not starting. So quickly, I swap relays. Double check, make sure part number's same, so you don't do something stupid and fry something. But the diagram showed 3 relays of the same part number. So I swapped the fuel injector relay to the fuel pump, and it still didn't run. Okay, so that eliminates what? Fuel pump relay is not the cause. There is a check engine light on. It could be a crankshaft sensor. Possibility is there. If the crankshaft sensor doesn't see the engine cranking over, it doesn't see RPM, it won't turn on the fuel pump. That's a safety feature. So, to get the scan tool, go in there. No, it has everything to do with an oxygen sensor that's gone kapooey. So, it's not the crank sensor. So now what is it? It's the pump. So it's decided to die. When we get into a vehicle that has an intermittent problem, I want you all to understand this. If it's intermittent, that means you bring the car to the shop and I can't get it to duplicate the same problem. So in this case, a no start. You bring it to me and I can't get it to no start. It won't duplicate the problem. What do you want me to fix? Do you want me to get the parts cannon out? Because I won't do it. I'll just say, you know what, take it to someone else because I'm not riding that storm. No, because it comes back exactly what I just already told you. I put some parts in and then the problem's still there. You're going to get, well, why'd you put all those parts in there for? I had to pay for that. You need to pay me back. It gets into a firestorm at that point. No. I'd rather say no. So if I can't, as a tech, if we can't get the vehicle to duplicate the problem, what do you want us to fix? It's a patience trying issue. You've got to let the problem develop to where we can get it to duplicate so we can test. It's that simple. If you force your tech to throw some parts on it and it doesn't fix it, it's on you. It's on you. Okay? It's all on you. Not on the tech. If you're saying, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, I can get caught out somewhere and it just starts to shrubs into trees. That's what happened. Shrubs into trees. And we got an amygdala hijacking taking place, and we got someone who's emotional, and when emotions are high, intelligence is low. You're getting nowhere as a tech trying to explain, here's the procedure, but if you want to throw parts at the thing and hope that, you know, we hit the bullseye and we find the causal component first time out, but if we don't, we're the bad guy. So I was able to diag it. It's definitely pump. But now we got a problem. We got a car down. I don't have a spare. Well, I do. We got the '08 Rogue. It's supposed to get a transmission service today, but now it's being split. Anyways, it's a long story. There's one vehicle still running, usable, very much so. Use it. Just share it. Well, guess what else happens? It gets worse. It gets worse. So you go, what? You might be thinking, well, what happened to the '07 FJ? Oh, it decided day before Wednesday, the alternator bearing went out of it. So, and it's squealing. So what's happened with that before is it seems about every 100,000 I got to put an alternator on it because of where it's located on the engine. That's the problem. It's down low. It gets all the road splash it can handle all the time. And you look down, you look at the alternator, you go, how old is that thing? Yeah, it looks like it's been living in the bottom of the ocean in a pineapple, the bottom of the sea. Yeah. And that's what happens to it. It just gets all corroded and the water gets inside it. It's a stupid setup. The alternator should be up higher, much higher, but it's not. So the alternator bearing decides that it's going to say, hasta la vista, baby. And yeah. And what happened to me once before was I heard that same noise and I kept driving it. And then I went to a mall in town, up to the bank. That was it. I went up to the bank, shut it off, went into the bank in the $20 store and got a few things, come out, and the engine starts up and the alternator's not turning and the belt is squealing like a herd of wild pigs and the belt is smoking because the alternator's not turning. So when this thing started squealing again on Thursday, I'm like, that's one that's on the list to come in for the spring inspection. And I talked about that in a podcast last week. The spring evaluation is priceless. It is priceless because this is where you find this stuff, right? You find this stuff on the Rocket. The right rear brake was messed up because somebody drove it with the handbrake on. Wasn't me. And so that all needed to be torn apart and fix it, clean it, and put it back together and take care of that business, put the summer tires on. But I decided to take the nose off of it, deal with the faded out grill, and the top of the bumper is sun-baked. I decided, let's take care of that aesthetics. I can do it myself ask some of my bodymen friends on how I approach this. So we're going to do a video with that and show you can do it at home. You can do it yourself, and I'll show you how. Save a lot of money. So anyhow, so that car's out of the running. FJ's down. I'm not pulling the alternator off outside. It is a bugger muck and a half to get it out of there. And it's lifetime warranty, so I don't have to pay for it. I was smart enough the last 2 times to make sure I bought a lifetime warranted alternator. That means I give them the broken one, they give me a new one. So, but here's the deal. Now things have changed. They couldn't just send me that alternator and I'll give them the old one when I take it off, right? I said, okay, charge me core for it. No. You got to buy the whole alternator up front and the core charge and tie your money up till you get that alternator off. And when you get it off and you take it back, then they'll credit you back like the $700, almost $800. And I said, no, I don't need to. We had other vehicles rolling. Well, that changed with the 09. The J-Bean goes down with a nose start. And now it's not intermittent anymore. It's pretty much, it's there to stay. So, alternator bearing goes out on the FJ. That's car down. The 09 J-Beans, car down. The pump arrives sometime late this afternoon. And the rocket's all apart on the other side of the campus. And the Jeep starts and runs, but it is not ready for the road. It needs a floor welding up and a new bracket putting on the lower control arm. And I'm going to let my friend Jesse do that at their custom shop in Wayfleet. But we're not there yet. So we're down to one ride. The 2008 Nissan Rogue is the savior here. But people aren't happy. That's all I can tell you. That's all I'm going to share. So see how quickly, the whole point of this whole thing is how quickly things can turn for the worse, but you got to turn it around. So the J-Bean will be all completely back together today by EOD if I have to stay up until tomorrow morning. It will be all back together. So we're going to shoot a video on that today. It's kind of tied up, the service bay, but there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be taken care of while it's indoors. It may as well get what? It's spring evaluation, and it has a service light on. So we need to get into that a little bit more and solve these other issues. Prepare for the new pump to arrive from Hyundai today. They're delivering it. And get this thing back to life before I lose my freaking mind. That's all I got to say. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. So how's your day going? How's your day going out there? Yeah, it's been a little exciting here. So just remember, cars happen. Get used to it. That's all. You just, 44 plus years, I just laugh. But that's not a good thing when somebody's not happy. Got it? Somebody's not happy. And like I said, when emotions are high, intelligence level is extremely low and bottomed out. You are not going to be able to reason with that person. Even when I had my shop, it was exactly the same thing. Well, what am I supposed to do? I can't drive this thing that way. If it conks out again, blah, 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 blah. And I go, well, what would you like me to change? Just give me a list of parts and I'll put them in. But I'll tell you what, I'll make sure your work order says you decided to do it. You've told me and forced me to do it under duress. It's your baby if it doesn't work out. And then you know what you hear? Here's the next line every single time. Well, that just doesn't seem fair. Oh, I see. Little narcissistic behavior there perhaps, but who knows? Who knows? I'm not a psychotherapist or analyst, but no, I'm not getting involved in that. I'd rather send it down the road. I don't even want to touch the job at that point because I'm going to be the one, no matter what, No matter what, I'm going to be the one holding the bag and under fire. And I'm going to be the conversation around the coffee shop coffee table. I took my car to so-and-so, and he screwed me. Yeah. That's the conversation that will come out. Nothing prior to that point. He threw a bunch of parts on there, and he never fixed it, and I ended up taking it somewhere else, and oh my gosh, no. I won't get involved in that. That's the danger zone that I've learned not to play in. So if you think cars happen just to you and not to me, I hope that sheds some light on your day. I hope it made you laugh a little bit, because you know what? It's just a car. That's all it is. And you got to get through it, no matter what. You just got to get over it, under it, through it, round it, and get it done. So till tomorrow, have fun. Have a great Monday. Make it a great day today. Keep it under 100. Happy, healthy motoring. And remember, come back for another edition of Motor Mouth's Morning Drive, 8 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Make it a great day. Don't forget to like, share, follow, ring the notification bell, comment. Your comments are really important to growing. So like and follow. Join us on our online stuff, Facebook, Instagram. Our online presence is there, and Skippy usually puts a reel up there and bloopers so that you got some entertainment there, things that you won't see anywhere else. And get into our online store and grab yourself at least a Car Connection morning coffee mug. Yeah, it'll soothe the savage beast no matter what. So happy, healthy motoring, peace, patience, and kindness always. And we'll see you right back here for another edition of Motor Mouth's Morning Drive tomorrow morning. Make it a great day. Stay out of the puddles. Bye for now.